Hey, look here. I want to make an announcement. Some of you might have been wondering why I ain't been down here to tell us in a few days. Some of you already know. I'm a daddy. Rose and me just had a son out a week ago. Named him Corey. As most of you know, he ain't my first son, but he my first son with Rose. The first son I'm gonna have a chance to raise. Rose the one done sent me down here. She says I'm in the boy's face telling him too many of my stories before he has a chance to get comfortable in the world. So she sent me down here to talk to you. Now y'all know my wife don't tell me what to do now, but you know how women get when they have a child? They like bears when they protecting them. And now we have a child, Rose just like a big grizzly sometimes. She wrong about my stories though. Cause that boy just is staring at me, listening to every word I say, eyes wide open. It's like he already knows I'm the man. And I'm the one he's supposed to watch to know how he's supposed to become a man. That's something, ain't it? Everything I do gonna affect who he become. I admit it. That's a lot to carry. Anyhow, I think maybe Rose the one needed a break from me. Tell you the truth, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to the boy. My daddy ain't said 2 words to me outside of how to go about getting them bills of cotton to Mr. Lubin. I suppose I had learned how to be a daddy from my daddy. But if that's the example I'm going to follow, I feel sorry for this boy. No, I ain't gonna be like my daddy. I tell you, that nigga was just plain evil. I don't reckon he ever learned how to be no daddy neither. His daddy was a slave most of his life. I never knew my granddaddy, but my grandma says he was a big strapping man. She say my daddy looked just like him. They used to breed my granddaddy like they do a prize horse or bull. Grandma say that from the time he was 14, he was a full-grown man, and the man would own them will rent him out for money. She says he had at least 25 children running around Alabama. Never seen most of them. When you think about it, I guess it ain't no surprise my daddy ain't think nothing of no kids except his little hands helped him run that land. Grandma never really had a husband. She tried to hang on to whatever man found his way to her while trying to make something out of the nothing niggas had after slavery. Me and my daddy do have some things in common. We both big men, like what they say my granddaddy was. I can thank him for giving me that. Cause I can sure knock the cover off a baseball. I hit one off Satchel Paige last month, clear out the stadium. And if you don't know who Satchel Paige is, he the greatest pitcher ever threw a baseball. He know it, I know it, and them white boys in Major League Baseball know it too. Cause we played them a few times, and we beat them most times. They ain't gonna tell you that. Another thing me and my daddy have in common, best thing we did for ourselves was find a good woman. I found Rose, he found Mama. Yeah, it was the best thing he ever did for himself, but the worst thing he ever did for her. My mama used to tell me I was a good boy and she loved me. She must have thought it was important. I knew it because she told me just about every day. Then when I was 8 years old, she left. Said she'd come back for me, but she never did. I don't know why she did that. Not the leaving, that I understood. I tell you, she was married to the devil himself. But why she tell me she was coming back? Had me waiting for 6 years. Why she soften me up to her so much, then leave me behind like that? I ain't gonna do that to this boy. Best thing I could do for him is prepare him for what the world got in store. It ain't like the world is waiting with open arms to welcome the next nigga being born. Nobody gonna give him nothing. And whatever he has, everybody gonna be trying to figure out how they can take it for themselves. I reckon he gonna be a big man like all the men before him. And I need to make sure he don't get caught up in all the silliness I did. Make sure he don't get himself in trouble, end up in the penitentiary like I did. Make sure he don't waste time with these sports. Because when they see his size and build, they're gonna try to use that too. Just like they done me. But I was locked up. I ain't had nothing better to do. I love baseball. Y'all know I do. But what it ever done for me except give me a story or two? I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. No, this boy gonna learn a trade. Build houses, fix cars. That's one thing I can give him. The benefit of my mistakes. So he don't have to make them again. He'll thank me for that. Keeping him away from all this silliness. Yeah, he gonna be grateful for that. I wish I had the benefit of some wisdom about life, but I guess my dad ain't never had no real life. At least none I ever heard about. All he knew was sharecropping that piece of land. I realized when I was getting put away, my daddy never taught me not to steal. I mean, I knew stealing and robbing was wrong, but not because my daddy ever told me. Now, I ain't using that as no excuse. I know what I did was wrong and I admit to doing it. I always been real straight about that. Never put it on nobody except myself. But I'm on a straight path now. And I'm going to stay as straight as the line of first base. For the boy and for Rose. I don't know what it is she's seen in me, but I'm going to do the best I can with it. Any money I ever have, I'm going to give it right to her. Because she the reason for it. And she'll do better with it than I will anyway. She going to make sure that boy have what he need. Not just food and clothes. She going to make sure he has what I don't know how to give him. Yeah, I did myself good when I found Rose. And I'm always going to do right by her. And the boy. You mark my words.